Hey nerds, Bevan here. Welcome back to my channel. I just picked up some wrestling toys. And Jersey's here to help me look at them. Oh, and there's Flash. My dogs are here now. So this video now has dogs and toys. So it's your typical Bevan Boychuk video. In a previous video, I had a haul of wrestling figures from Jakks 1996-97, and they were the bone-crunching action figures, which is what I picked up again today. There was a local collector here who's getting rid of his entire collection, and I've been picking up a few pieces here and there, and now he's like, do you mind? And now he's like moving, and he has to get rid of it all right away, and so he's selling it for super cheap, and so I got a bunch. So like I said, he's selling it all for really good deals, and I got a really good price on all of this stuff. I've got, he sold me the entire Series 4 for about 40 bucks, and he said that'd be 8 bucks a figure, and his math was a little bit wrong, but I still gave him 40 bucks anyway. So I never actually had anything from Series 4 when I was a kid. It was like the Bad Boys series. They actually called it Bad Boys. So who do we got? We got Farouk, Jerry Lawler, Steve Austin, Justin Bradshaw, Vader, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. There's a lot of like old gimmicks in this series, and I absolutely love it. So the first one I took out of the bag here was Stone Cold Steve Austin. Never had this figure. I never had a Steve Austin in his ring gear from this line of figures. I did have like the Slammers version where you like press the button on his back and his foot kicks out for the stunner or whatever. But I never had a ring gear Steve Austin, and now I do, and it's pretty cool. I did mention in the previous video of a haul of these guys, I am going to collect Superstars Series 1 to 9. That was their main line for the Bone Crunchers. I'm going to keep them all in package actually, which is really weird for me. It's not something I do very often or really ever. But I won't be opening these in this video. I'm just going to be showing you kind of what I picked up today. Figure number 2 is Vader, and I picked up Series 2 Vader in that last video, so now I got both of them. I loved Vader as a kid. He was the coolest bad guy. I didn't like a lot of bad guys in WWF at this time, but Vader, absolutely. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, I also never had a Triple H figure in this gimmick character until the Jakks Legends series. What were they? Oh, the Classic Superstars. He was in Series 1 and I picked it up there. But I never had this figure. I did have a couple of versions of like DX Triple H with his like purple pants and stuff like that. But this was a character I never really got into when I was a kid. I didn't really... I didn't like him, of course, but it's because he's a bad guy. But he was never a character I was like drawn to. Like, you know, some kids are always drawn to a bad guy, like Vader in this case, but not Hunter Hearst Helmsley, unfortunately for him. Jerry the King Lawler. I have never owned a Jerry Lawler action figure in my entire life, and now I have one finally. Jerry Lawler is a bad guy that I've been very drawn to when I was a kid, especially when he was feuding with Bret Hart in the early to mid 90s, 93 to 95-ish, and you know, never really stopped that feud, which is kind of cool, because whenever he was on commentary, he was always trash talking the Hart family. But Jerry Lawler. Justin Hawk Bradshaw, now known as JBL. This is a character I just don't remember at all. Like, I'm aware that he existed and that he had a cowboy gimmick, kind of, but like, I don't remember the long blonde hair. I don't really remember any feuds he had. I think maybe he had a bull rope match with Savio Vega where you had to go touch all the corners while you're dragging your opponent around. The thing I like about this figure, though, that I would have liked as a kid, if I ever had it, was he had the removable cowboy hat and the bull rope, which even has the cowbell on it. I like when the figures come with accessories that are useful. I didn't point it out before, but Jerry Lawler does have his crown that's removable, which is nice. It's always good when you're the kid who's playing with the wrestling figures and you have like just that added little thing, like just an entrance gear, whether it's a hat or a jacket or anything like that. It just adds to the show that you're creating for yourself when you're alone in your bedroom with no friends. Kind of reminds me of the YouTube show I create now in my bedroom when I have no friends. And the last figure in Series 4 here is Ron Simmons, aka Farouk, in his Nation of Domination outfit. What I would have liked when I was a kid is the Gladiator Farouk, when he debuted in mid-96 and he had Sonny and his manager, and he had like a blue and black outfit on, he had like this weird like protective headgear. That would have been a really cool action figure to have, and I'm sad that they never made it, but I think for his own career longevity, Nation of Domination was a much better move for him. So those are all the figures that I actually paid for today, but as an added bonus, the guy threw in a little something else. And that is the Mattel Elite. Classic Superstars, I guess. I don't really know what the series is called, but Undertaker. And that's awesome because I don't have an Undertaker figure in my Elite collection that I am aware of. Sorry, I have my Elites down here because I moved into a new office and I haven't put them up yet. But I don't believe I have an Undertaker. I did at one point have the Defining Moments Ministry Undertaker that I sold because I don't have an attachment to that character. But this one right here, this 1996, 95-96 era Undertaker with the purple tie and gloves and the long trench coat, and they even have his Phantom of the Opera mask in here as well from when Mabel crushed his face. This is a figure I will be opening right now. My hot pink unboxing knife. What up? So here he is, out of the box. Put his hat back on him there. This figure looks great. It's a very iconic look for the Undertaker. Let's get a little close up in there. This is not a new figure by any means. It's been out for a couple years here, but I'm sure some people may or may not have it. I love the purple. That's like my version of Undertaker that I grew up with, was like the purple Undertaker. I also do have a lot of attachment to the biker Undertaker, which I will talk about in a video in a few days when I talk about my most wanted elites from Mattel. But this is my jam right here. I love this Undertaker. The thing I don't like about this figure though is the rubber trench coat, because it doesn't allow for anything to happen. Like you can't move these arms up or out or anything like that. You can put his legs out like that and he just like tripods. You can't see that. He just tripods, like there's no flexibility or maneuverability or anything like that. So I'm actually going to take the trench coat off and see what it looks like there. There we go. There we go. Now that was much more difficult than it needed to be. There are a couple of great details on this figure that I love, having taken the trench coat off now. For one, they hid an elbow pad under there, which is kind of a weird choice to do, but regardless. I do like on the gloves here that the wrist part is actually sculpted or glued on to the forearm, whereas the hand still has all the maneuverability you would on a regular Elite that wouldn't be gloved, and I like that. It's on both. You get the tattoos, or at least, you know, a knockoff version of the tattoos. I like that the boots are rubber. They have the rubber cover over the regular boot, and you still get the calf twist here, but you don't get any ankle articulation with the rubber being added on. So that kind of sucks. But overall, I like this figure a lot. It looks good. It's got the tie, which I may or may not keep on there. I don't know. Let's put the hat back on here, though. There we go. Now he's very reminiscent of the Hasbro version, except purple instead of gray. I have added the face mask now, which looks cool. Don't get me wrong. It's a nice little feature to have in there. It's a nice optional feature to have in there. I will not be displaying the figure with the mask, but I will be displaying him like this with the hat and the tie, but no trench coat or mask. There we go. There's Undertaker. So there is my haul for the day. I would say I did pretty good for 40 bucks. 7 figures, 6 new, 1 old. Nope, opposite way. 6 old, 1 new. If you collected the Jakks Bone Crunchers back in the day, hit that like button because I want to know what other Jakks enthusiasts are out there right now. If you haven't already, I would love if you guys could subscribe to my channel. I put new videos out once or twice a week, usually about toys. So if you like toys, you know, check it out. I can be followed on Instagram and Twitter at Bevan Boychuk. And until next time, folks, I am out like a light.